Hey guys, this here is a masternode guide for the Coinonatx coin. In this masternode guide, what I'm going to show you how to do is how to install up to 10 masternodes on the one VPS. The maximum I've ever done is 10. I'm sure you can go more, but once you get to about 10, the CPU idles at about like 34%, and after that, well, it's up to you if you want to install any more. So the first thing that you'll need is you'll need the following 4 things. You'll need the Coinonatx local clients. The second thing that you'll need is the Putty software. The third thing that you'll need is the text documents, Ubuntu lines. And the fourth thing is that you'll need a Vultr account. The links for all of this gear is just all down below. Just download it and we can go on from there. One of the very first things that we'll have to do here is we'll have to turn off staking on your local wallet. Yeah, so the reason that we do this is that if you leave staking on while letting your masternodes run, it will fork the coins and it'll make them incompatible with your masternodes, and it'll turn off your masternodes essentially. So the first thing that we want to go to do is go to the folder options, find folder options, and you want to make sure show hidden files and folders, and click OK. And what you want to do is you want to find this location here. So you go C drive, go users, do app data, roaming, and the Coinonatx. And you want to crack open this file in a text document. And what you want to do here is make staking 0 and restart the client. Right, so I've restarted my client and the staking symbol is now missing. Alright, so for those of you that still want to be able to stake and run masternodes at the same time, what I have done is that I've created myself a staking USB, and I've also created myself a local client. And this way, so I can run the staking USB for when I want to stake, and I use the normal client for when I want to check up on my masternodes. Alright, now that's done, I've logged into my Vultr account, and I'm going to click deploy new servers. You want to just pick your location. It doesn't really matter where. I'm just going to go with Tokyo, and I'm going to select the Ubuntu 14.04, and we only need a $5 BPS for this guide here. And you want to hit deploy, and we're just going to give this about 90 seconds before it's ready to go. Alright, so it's ready to go. So we're going to click on Cloud Instances, and here's all of our details. So what we want to do here is we want to crack open Putty, and we just want to copy these details across. Save sessions. I'm just going to call it Coinonatx, and I'm just going to hit save, and I'm going to click open. This message will come up, and you just want to hit yes. You want to log in as root, and you can just copy the password here. So you just click copy, and you can right click that in. Beautiful. All right, so the first thing that we want to do here is we want to change the password to something that we can remember. So okay, so this part here is very important for security reasons, because if you skip this part here, people will be able to hack into your masternodes, and although there won't be any coins located on this masternode, they'll still be able to like log in, change your root, and then turn your VPS into a DDoS attacking station, and then Vultr won't really like you very much. So so in this part here, we're just gonna add a bit of security. So the first thing we want to do is we want to generate a key. So what you want to do is you want to find this file here, puttygen, and you want to hit generate, and just move your mouse around for. Just going to give it a name, Coinonatx. I'm going to give it a password. You don't have to give it a password, but I do just for extra security. And we're just going to save the public key. And you want to save the private key. Private key. Excellent. And so what we want to do is we're going to have to create a couple of files here. And once you get to here, what you want to do is go into Putty. You want to select all, Control C, and you want to right click that in. And then just hit Control X, Y, enter. You want to secure that file we just created. And we want to change some configurations in the SSHD config file. You want to go find password authentication, and now to find this, all you do is you press Ctrl W, right click into the search, uncomment that. You want to go no. You want to go pub authentication. That there is a yes, and challenge response. No, that's perfect. And I just want to restart the SSH. Right, now that that's done, we want to make sure that the security configurations worked. So what we want to do now is we just want to hit exit. We want to crack open Putty again, load our saved sessions. You want to go to SSH and go to auth, and you want to put in your previously saved private key. Go up to top, go to sessions, and hit save and open. And I'll log in as root. And we want to put in the password that we put into here. Beautiful. All right, so these are the configurations for the firewall. I've opened up 10 ports, which we are going to use for the Coinonatx masternodes. You can put any ports that you like, you just have to make sure that you save them and you remember them. All right, and that's how we do that. And go Y, enter. Excellent. This is how you add the swap drive. You'll need this for the extra amount of RAM that we'll need to install and run the Berkeley database. And in this nano file, what we want to do is add this line here. And this part here, we're going to install the dependencies. We've done a bit of a shortcut for this one here. We're just going to paste this all into a text document, and we'll run it from there. And that's how we do that. Right, so now the dependencies are installed, what are we going to do here is we're going to install a user for each individual masternode. So the way that we do that is like so, enter, 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 Y, enter. So the first one is created, and what we're going to do here is we're going to push up, which will bring up our previous command, and we're going to change this to a 2. There's our second one, and we are just going to repeat this another 8 times. Great, now that's done. What we want to do is give all of those users special privileges. And that's how we do that. And we want to execute this line here, which will bring up this document. And what we want to do here is we want to add in our clients all the way under user privilege specifications, and just underneath root, just want to right click that in, Control X, Y, enter. Excellent. All right, so in this part here, what we're going to do is we're going to impersonate our first user. We're going to go to local directory. We're going to download Coinonatx. We're going to go to this folder here. We're going to enable some permissions. We're going to go back and we're going to run this file here. Now, before you run this file here, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're in this, you want to make sure that you're inside this directory here. All right. This part here takes the longest, so you might want to go help yourself to a coffee, maybe even two. All right, so now that that's done, what we're going to do here is we're going to run the daemon. Get info, second, and now that we have some blocks, we're going to go we're going to stop the daemon. All right, and now we have to edit the config file. All right, now that we're in the config file, we're going to have to change some of this stuff over here. Config file, we're going to have to set up the masternodes on our local wallet. So the way that we do that is we go to masternodes, click on my masternodes, and we're going to hit create. I'm going to ask you for an alias and an address. Alias just means name, so I'm going to put in Coinonatx masternode 1. And for the address, we are going to go to our Vultr account. We're going to copy the IP address, going to paste that in there. And for the port, we are going to pick one of the ports that we previously selected here. Excellent. So this is the collateral address that you want to send your 5,000 Coinonatx coins into. It's going to hit copy address, and you want to hit send. Now, if this is what your send bar looks like, what you want to do is you want to hit settings, options, display icon, control features, experts only, and hit apply. And then hit OK. You want to paste your address in there. It should come up with the label, Coinonatx masternode 1. And you want to click on inputs. And you want to just make sure that you are sending it from the right address and not from any other previous masternodes that you may have. And you want to send exactly 5,000. And hit send. Yes. So this will be subtracted from your wallet, so you won't have to punch it in over here at all. Excellent. All right, so what we're going to do here is going to click on masternodes, my masternodes, and we're going to click on the get config file. You want to select all, press Control A, Control C, and you want to put this into a brand new notepad document. Just going to change some things in here as well. I'm going to replace this with a random string. I'm going to replace this with a random string. And you want to give it an extra line here called RPC port equals, and I'm just going to call it this. You want to make sure that for each one of your masternodes that the RPC port is different, otherwise they'll have conflicting issues. And you want to change that to your port here. All right. You want to go Control A, Control C, go back into Putty, and just right click that in there. Excellent. Control X, Y enter. Right. We're just going to restart that daemon that we just had before that. And gonna check how it's going. Excellent. So it's downloading the blocks now, so we'll have to wait till this is fully synced up. So like the block number on this one is 64,712, and the blocks on this are 3,781. Yeah, just gonna wait till this is fully done before we continue. Alright, so now that our VPS is fully synced, we're going to go to our local wallet. We're going to click on masternodes, my masternodes, and we're going to hit start all. And then click OK. And we're going to go back to our Putty, and we're going to go see if it worked on the other end by running masternode debug. And you should say masternode started remotely. Excellent. Alright, and that there is your first masternode. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have to stop the masternode. One of the issues that you may run into while installing your multiple masternodes is that you'll find out that this VPS doesn't really have enough RAM to install multiple masternodes at once and sync and have multiple masternodes running at the same time. So for every new masternode that you install, you will have to stop every single other masternode. So what I've done is I've stopped the masternodes. I'm going to hit exit. And we're just going to repeat this previous step that we just done, but we're going to change this to Coinonatx so we'll impersonate our second users for our second masternode. And we'll just repeat this step again. Right, so now that the client is installed, we can run the daemon. Going to wait for some blocks to appear. Excellent. I'm going to stop. And we're going to edit the config file. Just as we did before, we're going to create a new masternode. We're going to give it an alias. Coinonatx masternode 2. And we're going to give it another port. Make sure it's a different port to the previous one. Just select one of these guys here. I'm going to go with 10002 and then hit OK. We're going to select our alias, click copy address, go to send, paste that in. Should come up with the right alias, and we're going to click inputs. And we've got to make sure that we are sending it from the right address. Click OK, and you want to send exactly 5,000 again. Excellent. Go back to masternodes. We're going to select our alias. We're going to click get config, Control A, Control C, and copy this into another text document. Excellent. Going to replace this and this. Change the port and make sure to give the RPC a different port to any of your other masternodes. We're going to click Control A, Control C, and we're going to punch that into our config file here. And right click it in, Control X, Y enter. And here we're going to restart the daemon. And once again, we're going to have to wait for the blocks to fully sync. Now, you may be hesitant to start installing multiple masternodes onto this VPS. I assure you that will not work. This VPS is very small and will not be able to handle the installation of multiple masternodes at the same time. Alright, so once again, our blocks are fully synced. We're going to go to our local client, and we're just going to select our alias and hit start. Excellent. And we're going to run masternode debug. masternode started remotely. Alright, and that there is your second masternode. Yeah, so just what we're going to do here is we are going to go restart the other masternode. Gonna go into our local wallet and gonna hit start all. Run masternode debug. Excellent. Alright, I hope this guide helped.